Alright, update on Origin Protocol. So it's been about 5 days since we made an update on this. We were somewhere round about here getting ready to backtest this 200-day moving average. Now, I got a pretty nasty virus when this happened, so I didn't cover this for any of these days round here. I did just start uploading yesterday, so I will be covering, a lot of the altcoins that I missed. Origin Protocol being the one that we're doing now. So let's see where we could potentially be bouncing. Now, when we did make a video somewhere around about this region, we were saying that, if this was going to keep its bullish momentum and come up to the $1 region, then we would need to hold this 200-day moving average around here at the 69 cent. You can obviously see that we didn't do that, so we now need to look for a region where this is going to bounce. Now, I have a couple of places. I've got this big green box really, where I do think personally the Origin Protocol is going to bounce. So if we do look at this fib from the high to the low, we do have our first fib, the 236, 0.236, coming in right here at the 53 cent. This is why I have this big green box, because there's 3 regions where I think it will bounce. Number one, if this is going to be super bullish, then a back test of the 55 cent, 56 cent more specifically, could definitely be the bottom for Origin Protocol. If we do need to, dig a little bit deeper, which, I wouldn't be surprised, because we have had a fairly parabolic run up since the bottom here. Basically almost a 3x, 2.5x more approximately. But yeah, all in all, I do think we are going to be coming down to this green box. This green box is personally where I will be reaccumulating. I did take a tiny bit of profit around the 85 cent region. I spoke to, a few of you in the comment section and said I was going to be taking the rest of my profit at the $1 region. Obviously, it does seem like that is now a target for, next week, next couple of weeks, in the next month, rather than in the next couple of days now, because I don't think that we are going to come down, retest, and just boom straight up in a line like this. I do think it's going to take its time. I think the best case scenario is coming down, like I said, to the 618. This is personally where I'll be using the profit that I took in this region up here to reaccumulate down here at the 48 cents. So do bear in mind, like when I say the profit I took and the trades I'm going to be making on this, to say this takes up less than 1% of my portfolio is an understatement. This takes up less than 25% of 1%. So it literally takes up a very small amount of my portfolio. Do bear in mind, look how many coins I cover. If you don't watch my channel, I cover so many altcoins, so I would basically be mental to have trades on every single one of these. But Origin, I do have a very small amount of money in Origin. There are other altcoins that I do hold a majority of my profile over that is not Origin, and I don't think that Origin will ever take up more than 0.5% of my portfolio, and even then 0.5% seems like a large amount to me to have in Origin. But that's just me personally. I do like to keep it fairly conservative. Most of my portfolio, or better yet said, 99% of my portfolio is in blue chip cryptos in the top 5. So that just shows you that when I do have these trades on altcoins like OGN that have a dirt cheap market cap, they do take up a very small amount of my portfolio. So do bear in mind, when I am saying this is what I'm trading, this is what I'm doing, I'm not putting in crazy amounts into Origin. This is just a small play for me. This is just one of the many trades that I do on my channel. So none of this is financial advice. Like I said, just personally what I plan on doing in the market. But for me personally now, what I'm looking to do is to let this come down a bit, hopefully have a strong bounce on the 618 round about the 49 cent region, and then I would be looking to buy after we have a bounce, not if we just come straight down and touch the 618. I wouldn't be buying then. So do bear in mind, if we come down to the 618 and then trade sideways for a bit and then fall through the table, don't say that I told you to buy at the 49 cent, because that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying I will be buying after we come down to the 49 cent, have a push up using this as support. That will be the region where I buy. And like I said, this takes up a very, very small amount of my portfolio, so I can definitely afford to be wrong, which is why I always say in my videos, do what's best for you. Nobody can tell you what's best for you or the best trade to make for you. You know what you're working with in your portfolio, you know what you can lose, so always take that into consideration. So what I'm looking for now, like I said, I took a very small amount of my profit around about the 85 cent region, and I was saying that I'd be taking the rest of my profit at the $1, but now we are kind of coming down. Now we are having this deep retest. This, in my opinion, obviously the MFI is still extremely overextended, but if we do come down for a little bit longer, do take another couple of days, we could have a lot more momentum to push up to the upside. So I would be looking at taking my first profit again at the $1 region, maybe taking my next profit. Let's see what other fibs we've got. If we zoom out, we've got a 786 fib up here at 125. That would, in my opinion, would be a nice place to take profit. And then this previous local top at 150, I would have all my profits taken by 150. And I'm sure a lot of you think, that this could have an absolute parabolic rip. This could start going to 250, this could go to $3, this could start breaking above. And yeah, I agree with you. I mean, this does have a dirt cheap market cap, but like I said, I'm a conservative trader. Origin Protocol is not something that I want to hold for the long term. It is something I want to make a quick gain off and then, put it back in Bitcoin and then, make another trade on another altcoin another day. So that is genuinely all I see for Origin Protocol. We are in a correctory phase. I wouldn't call this a bull flag, or a bullish pennant, simply because the pole has gone a little bit wonky. I'm just not really too much of a fan of this, but it is still valid. This is still technically, I mean, if you were to draw the smaller one, for example, this one, this is 100% valid. This is a very nice bullish pennant, but this is something that we need to keep an eye on, turning around tomorrow, which in my opinion, I don't think is going to happen. I think we do need a little bit more of a correction phase. A correction down to the 49 cent region would be a very nice place to take a trade, but do bear in mind, if we drop below the 49 cent region, we come down, close the daily below 49 cent, then I think we would be pretty much falling off the table. We'd be coming all the way down to 24 cent, which is literally us getting chopped in half from this region here, which, like I said, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that is well, obviously it could be a likely scenario, not my most likely scenario. I think the most likely scenario is coming down to the 618, 49 cent. I would be making my trade then for a push up to the $1 region. And yeah, that's pretty much all I see. So if we do bottom around here, I would be looking to make a trade. If we do just slice through the 618 like butter, so be it. I will not be trading this until we do have a bottoming signal. So that is all I see for Origin Protocol. Still does look pretty good. We are still in an uptrend. We're still above the 0.5. So while we are having a correction in the past 5-6 days, there's really not too much to worry about. We have just gone on a massive uptrend, so a correction right now, a retest of the 49 cent, in my opinion, is the most healthy scenario. But also keep an eye on this this bullish pennant. We could explode out of this today, we could explode out of this tomorrow, but for me to trade this again, for me to buy more Origin, and like I said, this takes up much less than a 1% allocation of my portfolio. So for me to take up or for me to accumulate a tiny bit more, and by tiny I mean a tiny bit more, I'd need to see a retest of the 49 cent. So that's all I see for Origin. Best of luck if you're holding it, and yeah, once again, none of this is financial advice, it's just my opinion on the market, and you've always got to do what's best for you. Cowboy out, peace.